Hello again, this is Charles Austin Klein, my third video, bringing awareness to my experience and what I've been going through over the last year. I would just like to reaffirm for everybody that is still unsure or questioning that, or believing that I am a criminal. I've heard everything from jewel thief to mastermind to, those are actually the things that I've heard, a jewel thief or a criminal mastermind. And those two things are absolutely not true. I have never been charged with a crime until very recently, and the crime that I was charged with is something that should actually be handled in civil court because it is a family matter. It's a dispute between my mom's brother and myself, and I have told him that I would pay him back the $700 I used off of his credit card, and I have told my lawyer this as well, but they are still, nobody's listening to me. And they keep wanting me to go into court to deal with this, even though my lawyer can represent me, and he's apparently already made a deal with the Crown for conditional discharge. So I'm totally not sure why I need to show up into a courthouse for this, because it has already been handled from what I can see, and considering I've offered to pay him back all the money, I just need some sort of court confirmation that that will end this before I do pay him any money, because I would hate to pay him this money and then all of a sudden still be charged with the crime, even though I've paid him back, which is what would likely happen if I just sent him the money and didn't actually wait for something to be official through the court. He'd even told me he would go and buy me clothes, that he had lots of money, and then I used his credit card to buy clothes and some cigarettes, and he's charging me with theft, under, and fraud. And they tried to charge me with break and enter, except I was invited to the home that I was at, and my mom opened the door for me when they're trying to say I broke in. So thankfully the police did not charge me the Delta RCMP or whoever he called, because he also happens to be a retired RCMP officer. So I believe he's continuing to press charges on me because he's trying to back the blue and get the guy that's complaining about them. Maybe he's trying to get a chance to meet the police chief of Vancouver so he can make a new friend. I have no idea why this is going on like this. This should never have been handled in a criminal court. This is something that should have been handled in small claims court, if anything. And the fact that my lawyer does not seem to be actually listening to me when I tell him that this is something that is being done in retaliation to my complaint with the Human Rights Tribunal, and that they're trying to do this to railroad me into getting some sort of criminal court, some sort of criminal record as a retaliation for my complaint with the BC Human Rights Tribunal, and probably also with response to my claim with the Crime Victims Assistance Program of BC for the assault I experienced that was improperly investigated, wasn't even really investigated. The investigation consisted of her calling the manager of the bathhouse that I was raped in and asking if he remembered anything unusual from that night that was 2 months before, did not provide my name or a photo of what I look like. And it was the busiest night of the year. It was Pride. So to just vaguely say, do you remember anything unusual of that night? It's definitely not an investigation, considering it's a private club that requires ID and a membership to get in. And everybody's ID is scanned and their information is stored in the system. So it wouldn't be hard to find out a few people that were there, maybe ask them. But no. It's much easier to try and get me kidnapped by human traffickers and potentially make money off of me instead of having to pay me money that is a benefit that I would qualify for under the Victims of Crime Act. And just by the way, my lawyer is not listening to me. He's a legal aid lawyer that I have, and I just does not feel like he's actually there to support me and to actually do a good job with this case. So if there are any lawyers in the Lower Mainland or Surrey area that are able to help, human rights would be a helpful thing, maybe, if you're a human rights lawyer. Then maybe that would be something that we could talk about, and you could reach out through my channel. I'm sure there's a way to do that. My name is, again, Charles Austin Klein. I would give you my phone number, but I'm posting this on YouTube, so probably not something I would do there. If I do wind up showing up in court, I am going to stand, when the judge asks me if there's anything I have to say for myself, I am going to stand up and I'm going to say, Your Honor, I most certainly do have something to say for myself, and I need to bring awareness to the fact that these charges are being filed against me in a criminal court when this matter should be handled in a civil court, and the only reason why it's being handled in a criminal court is because the police system is trying to railroad me and getting me to pressure me to withdraw my human rights complaint against the Vancouver City Police Department. And my uncle, my mom's brother, is pressing these charges, a retired RCMP officer, because he wants to try and make a new friend out of the Vancouver police chief. That is such an abuse of the system. It's disgusting. I'm supposed to go to court on May 13th because I fear that they are going to try and arrest me at that time for a crime I have not committed, potentially with fabricated evidence. I am hesitant to go to the trial or the court date because they'll know exactly a time and a place where I'll be at, and they would be able to arrest me at that time. And currently I'm safe in another province and hiding because that's my only option at this point, because they keep trying, every time I encounter a police officer, they take me back to the hospital under the Mental Health Act unjustifiably. Because the first two criteria under the Mental Health Act are a danger to themselves or others, and I am not a danger to myself, and I'm definitely not a danger to others. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I've never been charged with anything in my life. I'm turning 36 years old in a few days. I've never been charged with a crime. I've never really done anything that's that illegal. Or at least been caught for something that is that illegal. I've never stolen jewelry. I've never been a part of organized crime. The crimes that I have committed, I've done so out of desperation, and I have always done it in a way that betters the community or is getting essentials of life, like food, for myself and for my deceased dog that has passed away as a result of this whole incident that I've been dealing with for the last year. It's really hard to still, I miss him every day. He passed away in October. Francis, my little Chihuahua Jack Russell. He's a very good dog, and he saved my life through this experience more than once, and not only just from being there, but from preventing me from harming myself, because this has been such a scary experience, and having an entire police force attacking you like this for a year is something nobody should ever have to deal with. I'm gonna keep this video a lot shorter than the other one, just because maybe that's why they're not getting views. But again, I'm not a criminal. I'm not a jewel thief. I'm not a criminal mastermind or part of organized crime. I am a fairly law-abiding citizen, and I used to trust in the police force. I used to believe that they were there to support us and to protect us. Now I question that. Not so much here where I am right now, because I think that they are good people in all police forces, but I believe that the Vancouver City Police Department, I believe the highest level of officers or officials within the Vancouver City Police Department are corrupt. And I think they're involved in human trafficking, and I think they're trying to save their ass. Excuse me, YouTube, I didn't mean to swear. But I believe that that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to railroad me, discredit me, make me believe that I'm crazy when I'm not, and trying to make me believe that last summer didn't happen, where they tried to kidnap me with human traffickers. I know that I'm not the only one that's dealt with this. I know that there are a lot of people involved, and I know that eventually somebody is going to cooperate my story. I just need to get this video into the right For You page, and it'll get there. I'll just keep posting every day until I do. And again, if you're a human rights lawyer in BC, I could really use your help. I don't have any money. I'm poor, really poor. But I'm sure that there will be something that we can work out, because this is actually happening. The Vancouver City Police Force has been involved in human trafficking, and they are going to be held accountable for their actions, one way or another. So I hope you guys have a good day. I'm going to cut this video now.